And that tiny little slip-up is what the spider took advantage of to send him crashing into the minerals, and he is about to receive a really heavy kick from the spider. Yet luckily he still had not opened the daily rewards, so he uses total recovery, with which now he is at 100%. With his super speed, he manages to dodge that attack easily. And without thinking even a second, he slams the monster right in the face, hitting it dead on, now at last, in the eyes. While at the same time the poison and the dagger's drain activate, so without wasting time he lands attack after attack, in revenge for the blow it gave him, and after that, at last, the boss monster is defeated, leaving the rich kid totally stunned. So much is this so that he cannot believe it. That is how this crazy, schizophrenic little guy confirms his theory. And on our protest side, he starts looking for the crystal. When he finds it, he wonders how much it will cost. But right then, the rich kid comes up to him, apologizes, and calls him boss, asking if maybe he wants him to keep his magic stone. Kindly, he mentions that he will carry the baggage, when in reality, we know he is shaking with fear. On top of that, he even hands him a bit of water, an offer which our Jinwoo accepts. Although when he sees it, he asks himself why he called him boss. That is how we watch the rich kid extracting the mana mineral as much as he possibly can, while he tells our protagonist to rest. Yet as always, nothing can go well. Unfortunately, the bad guys show up, and those scoundrels are even smiling. And in another panel, we are showing them training the president together with the blonde guy. You can clearly see the difference between a kindly old man of rank S and a young man of rank A. Yes, this old president, despite his age, has not lost his faculties or his skills. He even mentions that in his days, when he was young, he was much stronger and much better, praising the blonde guy because he repels the attacks really well. The young man, for his part, is aware that he is not going to go up in rank, yet he can train and polish his techniques. So that is why he thanks the old man for today's training. Those words make the old man proud, because he knows it is very important to train the body without being arrogant, since rank is not everything, especially if you go to a dangerous place like the dungeons. So we go back to the rich kid and our protagonist, and the backstabbers are shocked that someone defeated that huge spider. So they assume the rich kid's team was what killed that rank C boss. They even think the monster must have been weak to lose against a rank D kid. The leader goes to Yuen Ho and says that his pricey gear made him investigate him, discovering that his father is the president of the Duyu Construction Company. He will give him an opportunity to share the reward with him, and for that he must kill Sung Jinwoo, because if he has not noticed, they kill the useless ones to keep the reward. So basically, he would become their accomplice. He pins him down with one threat. If he does not kill him, the 6 of them will kill both of them. When the rich kid hesitates, he says something important. What happens in a dungeon stays in the dungeon. So the scared kid steps in front of our protagonist, and Jinwoo thinks he has already been betrayed. Yet, in truth, the rich kid puts himself there to defend him, although his face clearly shows a lot of fear. Seeing that, Dan-suk orders everyone to wipe out the weakest one, and the 6 of them come in like pure bullies. Right there, the system warns him of an urgent mission. Defeat those 6 guys. In that instant, the group's mage attacks quickly, sending our black-haired boy smashing into the minerals. At that moment, we switch to a group of girls chatting after not seeing each other for a long time, since they are in different guilds. They talk about how 2 of them went to Rankhwa training with the very lovely Cha-hin, and the only words they can say after that training are incredible and instant, because there was a rank A monster giving them problems, but the blonde rank S eliminated it in an instant. She did not even spill a single drop of sweat. That shocked the companion, a guy who aspires to be captain of an attack squad. The orange-haired girl adds that they have been lucky, because both the Hunters Guild and the White Tiger Guild are among the most important. She says this because in other guilds, rumors are spreading, and while she serves milk with the smallest glass jar I have ever seen. In several attack squads, some members die in the dungeons. So we return to the incident we were watching, and our protagonist, all wounded, remembers something very important. In his world, the law of the strongest is enforced, and it is also filled with violence, deceit, and treacherous people. The system repeats that he must eliminate those individuals, because otherwise his heart will stop. So he finally realizes that the system truly needs him. And it is more than clear this is not luck, not even a coincidence, because in reality he is someone strong. That is why he gets up, wipes his wounds, and shocks everyone that he is still alive, and he walks toward them, remembering that bandits always rob the weak first. One of the traitors laughs at his mage companion held back, yet the one who launched the attack looks a bit scared because it seems he really hit with everything. Then our Jinwoo, giving off a black aura, asks if they are prepared for what is coming, because if they are hunters, they must be prepared for people to hunt them too. So one of the traitors steps forward to face him, telling his boss that he alone will take care of this guy, and with total confidence he calls him a kid, stressing that he is only a cocky rank E, and on top of that, he is the weakest weapon of humanity. But before he can finish the sentence, our Sun Jinwoo cuts his throat. The system confirms he has eliminated one of 6 individuals, and that act scares the bad guys hard, because they did not even see the instant our Prota drew his weapon. Even the leader is stunned, because even if he was relaxed, he is rank D, so he cannot see the logic of how a rank E kid erased a man like that. And murdering a human shocks even Sung Jinwoo, because it is the first time he has done it, and obeying the system does not change the result. Yet he knows that if he does not kill them, the one who will die will be him. So he has no other choice, because here only the strongest survive. So the others rush him, but our Prota is too fast. He slips their attacks, and he drops one by burying the dagger behind the neck. And when they try to strike by surprise, they end with the same fate. Without pausing, he closes in on the one who had the weapon and eliminates him, and even the fireball magic does nothing to him as he gives the mage an instant death. And that is how he defeats 5 of 6 enemies, and for the second time he shocks the rich kid, realizing Sung Jinwoo is even stronger than when he fought the spider boss. Even the leader of the traitors is freaking out with fear, wondering if that rank E kid was hiding his power, so raising his sword he asks if he defeated the boss. But when he gets no answer, he explodes in rage and releases his power, stressing that he is rank C and far stronger than his companions. Then he uses his enhancement skill, and in his own mind he boasts that with it his body turns into steel, so the dagger will do no damage at all. So he throws himself into the attack, but our Jinwoo moves with inhuman speed, gets right up to his face, and tells him that yes, he is someone strong, yet Jinwoo keeps leveling up without stopping, and that is something he will never be able to compare himself to, and he leaves him smashed into the ground. He is so traumatized that now he begs for his life, saying he will pay him, and he will give him all the magic stones they found, plus the mineral in this place, and if that is not enough, he will pay him double. But then our black-haired boy says something cold, stressing that it was 3 times this man tried to kill him, and he asks if, even so, he still dares to beg. The traitor complains that he cannot do this in this dungeon, but Jinwoo reminds him of what he himself said. What happens in a dungeon stays in a dungeon. The guy spits out the typical line, "You do not know who my brother is." Yet by then, Jinwoo has already cut his throat. And now the dungeon is falling apart, because without a boss the dungeon closes, so when they finally get out, they examine them and are shocked that all the rank C hunters died, and the lower ranks stayed alive. Then the examiner notices the rich kid has the carrion longsword, and she thinks the one who defeated the final boss was him, and that our Jinwoo simply accompanied him. And in the eyes of our muscular guy, he notices that the system gifted him an ability called Blood Set, and when he checks the details, he discovers it wraps the user in a very powerful aura, and it makes the opponent enter panic for 1 full minute, and it can also be applied to several targets, yet as a consequence, all his attributes are reduced to 50%. After the examiner leaves, the kid in the shining armor thanks him for today's move, and then it starts to rain, so our protagonist feels glad that he gave his little sister the umbrella. And in another city, with the sunset, we are shown the back of the brother of the last person our Sung Jinwoo killed. At the same time, our blonde guy is informed about the incident that happened to the group that went with our protagonist, and his surprise is huge when he hears that one of the survivors is the same one who came out of the double dungeon alive. Yes, Sung Jinwoo. Of course he remembers him, because he himself did the evaluation to see if maybe he had a second awakening. Yet another shock hits too. The older brother of Wandan's also died, and that man was a rank S hunter. And in another panel, we are shown our favorite black-haired guy, and his little sister is shocked that, for the first time ever, he brought fried chicken, because normally they only ate rice with eggs, so she asks her older brother if he is bringing good news. Yet he does not know whether to tell her they are good or bad news, but what is sure is that he managed to save a bit of money for their mother's treatment. And while they are tasting that tasty little chicken, she asks how the excursion went with that group, because she is surprised he earned a lot of money, but he did not come back totally crushed like he usually does. So at least she imagines his teammates were pretty strong. And he simply answers, "I guess so," yet he is not even surprised by how easy it was to kill them, although those guys were very strong. He remembers that the reason he killed them so easily was that he got indignant at the arrogance they had toward him, and that is how he realizes that every time he becomes stronger, his ego swells up, even if it still affects him, that it was people who died by his hands, not monsters. So his sister, seeing him looking up at the moon, asks if he feels bad, but he lies, saying he cannot remember if they gave him the change, and he says what matters now is to become strong for his family and not die, and he makes the decision to do it again if the same thing happens to him. And while he is drinking that beverage that has a certain percentage of alcohol, the system notifies him about it, and it cures him as well, so he does not get the negative effects alcohol can give. Then he tells his sister he is going to turn in, taking all the drinks with him, so she says that if he goes, she will eat everything, and he, like the good brother he is, only answers that if she gets fat later, she should not blame him. And later, in his room, he starts trying the same drink again and again to test the system, and he realizes, for the better, that he does not get drunk at all. And the system explains that this is the reward of the double dungeon he completed. Yes, the one where he ended up totally messed up, and that is why it regenerated the parts he was missing, meaning the arm and the leg. Yet the reward itself is called blessing, and with it, it disables toxic and damaging conditions for the body, and the other good thing is that it improves his regeneration capacity. So with so much information spinning through his head, he finally lies down to rest. But then his sister walks into his room, saying that a guy called Yo is on the phone for him, and even if he thinks about it for a bit, in the end he decides to go, not before he gently taps his little sister's head and tells her not to worry because he has not drunk too much, and he simply leaves with a smile. So she, a bit annoyed, says that when she becomes a doctor, she will not treat him, not even a single time. And that is how, in a cafe called P, our Prota and the rich kid meet up, and our cold Sung Jinwoo says he did not expect to ever see him again. Yet the kid is happy he came, because he saved his life, and he calls him boss. And in front of that praise, our protagonist answers by thanking him, because that guy handed him the magic stones, and he is even more grateful because he did not say anything about what happened in the dungeon. But the kid tells him not to worry, because he has nothing to thank him for, since he is fully aware those guys attacked first, and they even tried to kill him, so everything he did was in proper self-defense.